Yeah. I think a couple of more of other questions were related to technical issues and were answered directly online. So the question is about the hard-to-treat buildings. I think this was mentioned in Soren's presentation at some point, but the is probably more general. This can be heritage or simply difficult to access buildings. This is a major sector of the built environment. What annexes are dealing with hard-to-treat buildings? I think that any one of the speakers who wants to answer can simply unmute themselves, or I can unmute everybody. This is better. Yes, you might want to answer to this as a more general perspective.
Yeah, I can. I fear I don't know precise answer, as we don't have. In fact, we don't have a particular project in place that focus on that kind of buildings. You can imagine these hard-to-treat buildings, of course, are not so interesting for to start with, as there are a lot of low-hanging fruit buildings still to be treated. So this might be a reason why there is no particular annex, or there is as well. It's not as a need to address especially those kind of buildings. Well, in detail, of course, there are some particular solutions for this kind of buildings. I think on, for example, vacuum insulation that or the aerogel policies that are there for this kind of buildings. So some technologies that may fit to these buildings, but there's not really an annex for that. Maybe I can propose that Daniel can say a few words from his perspective.
Yeah, I agree with Andreas, but if there is no an annex dedicated to this R2 building, but I think maybe I did not present very well the annex, but it's one of our objectives is really to investigate this R2 building, the existing building, especially downtown, where you have very facade or architectural facade, and you cannot use traditional insulating material. So first of all, we have to investigate and to describe. I hope we will succeed with a guideline we will use at the end of the annex and how to use this new material named super insulating material, which could be a part of the solution to provide, I think, a technical solution to solve and to tackle this problem of hard-to-treat building. It's one of the objectives of the annex, so focus only on insulation of the building envelope. Of course, there are also, I think, problems for heating system or lighting or ventilation also in this type of building. The Annex 65 focus mainly on the building envelope and the thermal insulation using this new type of material. And of course, it's high-tech material, and the implementation be really a key issue. And I hope we will provide some good information and document to solve this problem.
Okay, thank you very much. There's an additional question in the meantime, which I can't copy at this point. How does the communication with the facilities management sector work? I assume that the question has to do with how the annexes collaborate and communicate with this sector, which is obviously quite important in terms of accessing the actual buildings.
This could be a question for me. There, in the past, we had some that were focusing especially for, let's say, facility managers or working of facility management. It's more, it's all what comes after the construction or renovation, basically. So there are some particular annex results available for this target audience. It's basically the annexes 46 targeted to this audience, and I have to check my list if there is another one. Well, the one on commissioning, Annex 40. So my advice is to check our website and have a look at Annex 40 and Annex 46.
Okay, thank you very much. We don't have any more questions, so I'll pass the floor to Peter Wouters for some final words on behalf of Build Up, and any comments, of course, on the general presentations.
Thank you, Alexander. And so, first, I'd like to thank all the presenters, I think, for a very interesting presentation. I would also like to thank all the people who participated in this session. We were with more than 100 participants at this webinar. You might know, so Built Up has, let's say, already now for a while a tradition of organizing this kind of webinars in order to, let's say, improve the information exchange on what we think relevant topics in the context of efficiency and buildings. And in that, I would like to mention to you that we have, let's say, 2 more plans in the coming days. So we have on the 20th, so in 2 days from now, a webinar on cool roofing can reduce, let's say, the load on air conditioning systems. So if you are interested, please visit our website, buildup.eu, where you can register. And on February 25, we have a second one about Horizon 2020 and buildings, what funds and how to apply. So if you would like to know more about Horizon 2020 and what are the opportunities linked to energy and buildings, I would say please register for this webinar. It's free of charge, and I think you can learn a lot there about what are the possibilities in the context of Horizon 2020. So I think we can conclude our webinar. We hope that you found it interesting. The record will become available, let's say, in a limited amount of time on the website of Built Up, so you can see it or you can inform your friends that these recordings are available. Thank you all and have a nice day.